Hello bookworms! Today I'm here with my November book haul. So funny story, I actually started filming my November book haul and then it turned into a Harry Potter haul, so now that's a separate video once again. I'm not going to make one of those every month, but last month and this month it just happened. So those books and those collectibles and everything are going to be in their own separate video, just as I did last month. This video is going to be all about the books that I acquired. And I'm gonna stick with my normal tradition and show you guys all of my new releases first. So one of the first books that I got in November is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This book is a prequel story about the Queen of Hearts, and it follows her before she turns evil, and it tells us her whole story, like leading up to how she became the evil queen that she is, that we know her as in Alice in Wonderland. This book was actually our Spines with Wines book of the month for November. We already did our live show, and I will leave a link to it down below if you want to hear all of our spoilery thoughts and opinions and just our whole review of the story. Then I also got This Is Our Story by Ashley Elston. This is one of my favorite books of the year. I was looking forward to it so much, like my hopes were so high and I was so anticipating it, and it did not disappoint in the slightest. I loved this book. It was so exciting. It is a thriller and it follows a girl who's trying to solve the murder of one of these boys. There's a group of 5 boys who are best friends. All 5 of them go hunting in the woods one morning, and then only 4 of them come out, and one of the other boys is the murderer, but none of them are talking, and it's up to this one girl named Kate to solve the mystery, and it's so good. Like, everything about the story is just so well done. It's phenomenal, and I really want everyone to read this, and I say that a lot in my wrap-up too, but I just really do. Like, it's so, so good. Definitely check this one out. Then I got Scythe by Neil Schusterman. It's either Scythe or Scythe, but I can never say that word. This is a new series that is starting this month. This is the first book. So it takes place in a society of people who have conquered like hunger and disease. Like, there's nothing bad. The only thing that can kill people are scythes. And it's their job to do so in order to keep the population under control. And this book follows 2 teenagers, I believe, who become an apprentice to a scythe. And again, it's the first book of the series, but it sounds like it's going to be really interesting, and I just love this cover. The next book that I picked up is The Best Possible Answer by Catherine Kotaris, and this is a contemporary story. It follows a girl who has always been like absolutely perfect, but she sends her boyfriend this scandalous photo that was only meant for him to see, and then he shows it to a lot of other people, and her life kind of starts falling apart. And then she gets this job, I believe it's like a summer job at a swimming pool, where she meets a whole new group of people that don't know anything about her past. So it's really kind of like a self-discovery story. She's trying to find her place and determine who it is that she wants to be now that she has the opportunity to kind of start over with this new group. So it sounds really cute, and again, I also really love this cover. The next book that I picked up is A Darkly Beating Heart by Lindsay Smith. I was actually surprised that I hadn't really heard too much about this book. I kind of stumbled upon it, and it sounds really interesting. It follows a girl who is kind of like a very angry girl, and she gets sent to live with her relatives in Japan, and then she time travels back to 1862, I believe, during the Edo period, and she kind of falls into the life of this other woman who's like even angrier than she currently is, and it just sounds really interesting. I definitely want to read more about like the history in Japan. That sounds really different than anything else that's currently in YA, so that's really what sparked my interest with this book. Then I got Twisted Palace by Erin Watt. This is the 3rd and final book in the Royals series, and the first book was very addicting. I haven't read the second book yet, but I'm probably going to read it soon, and then this is the 3rd and final book, so I will pick this one up. But it is about a girl whose mother passes away, and she gets kind of swept away. It's like a Cinderella story. She gets adopted by this very wealthy man named, I think his name's Caleb Royal, and then she goes and she lives with him and his 5 very incredibly attractive sons in this mansion, and she just kind of falls into this lifestyle that is nothing like what she was accustomed to. And obviously there's some romance between her and some of the brothers, and there's tension, and it's entertaining, but it's like really problematic. But I'm still gonna read the next 2 books. Then I got this really pretty edition of The Lies of Locke Lamora by Scott Lynch. It's a hardcover version of the book. I had a paperback, so I was really excited to get this one. I like the like copper foil. I think it's very pretty, and yeah. I enjoyed this book, so I definitely wanted to like upgrade that softcover to this one. And I really hope that they come out with the rest of the series in these covers as well. And then speaking of beautiful editions, I finally got my hands on Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare in this beautiful, beautiful edition. It came back into stock at the book depository, so I immediately placed my order as soon as it was available. And I'm so excited to add this one to my collection. I just think it's such a beautiful book. Like, I love it so much. And I'm finally done with the Mortal Instruments series, so I feel ready to read this. Or rather, I did feel ready to read that until I realized that this existed. This is Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, Maureen Johnson, and Robin Wasserman. And this is a 700 page novella bind-up of stories that take place in between the end of the Mortal Instruments and the beginning of Lady Midnight. I'm not sure how important it is to read this book before reading Lady Midnight. I've heard mixed things from different people, but knowing myself, I'm going to want to have that backstory on the new characters, so I'm probably going to read this one before I read Lady Midnight. And I can't believe that my reading of it just got pushed back another 700 pages. I'm kind of annoyed that I have to read this, but I guess I am looking forward to it because I did really love the last book in the Mortal Instrument series. I don't know why this was in my book pile. It is not a new release at all, but Amazon had a really good sale on all 4 Hunger Games movies, so I got that. Then I got Anna Kendrick's new book, Scrappy Little Nobody, and this is a nonfiction memoir just about Anna Kendrick's life, and I believe it's all essay stories that she's written, so it'll probably be funny, and I'm looking forward to getting to this. Then I'm realizing now that I forgot to include this book in my Harry Potter haul, so oops. But it is Newt Scamander, a movie scrapbook, and it's just a whole movie scrapbook about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. There were so many Fantastic Beasts books that came out this month, I don't even know how they could make so many. It's unreal. I got most of them. Shocking, I know. Then I got Out of the Easy by Ruta Sepetys. Everyone has been talking about Ruta Sepetys' newest book, Salt to the Sea. This is also a historical fiction novel, and it follows a girl in Louisiana who is the daughter of a prostitute in a brothel, and she devises this whole plan on how to kind of escape. So it sounds like it's going to be really interesting. I know a lot of people have talked about how much they loved her most recent book, so I'm curious to see how this one will be. Then I have Defending Taylor by Miranda Keenly, and this is the 8th book in the 100 Oaks Companion series. I've only read the first book so far, but each book tells its own story and it follows a different couple at 100 Oaks. And this one, they all also focus heavily on sports. So this one is heavily focused on soccer, as you can see from the cover. But I'm expecting that it will be a very cute contemporary romance because that is how the first one was. Then I got the Penguin cloth-bound edition of A Christmas Carol and Other Christmas Writings by Charles Dickens. I just think this is a really pretty cover and I love the snowflakes, so I'm looking forward to probably rereading A Christmas Carol during this Christmas season. Then I also got Love and Friendship and Other Youthful Writings by Jane Austen. This is another Penguin cloth-bound classic, and again, I just really love these editions. I think they're super beautiful and I'm excited to add this one to my collection. Then I finally picked up a hardcover copy of The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. This is one of my favorite books of all time, and I've had the paperback version for so long, and I've been meaning to upgrade to hardcover, but I just haven't, so I finally took the plunge and did it, and I'm very, very pleased because I just love this book so much and I really want to reread it very soon. Then I got this really beautiful edition of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. I forget the exact name of the edition. Oh, that's it, Knickerbocker Classics. This is actually the slipcase that it comes in, and then the actual book is so pretty. And it has all of the hearts and diamonds and spades and aces and stuff on it for the different cards. And it's just super gorgeous. It's a satin cover, and I obviously love the heart because I love everything with hearts, clearly. But it's very large and very pretty, and I got it on Amazon and I'm really happy about it. Then I also got this little poem book. It's called Poems Bewitched and Haunted, and I just love the little pumpkins on it. It's a very Halloween type read, so I actually got this way toward the beginning of the month, but it's really cute and I'm probably going to try to save this to read until next Halloween. And then finally I picked up The Curated Closet by Anushka Reese, and this book is all about just curating the closet that you want. For those who haven't heard, I read the Marie Kondo book this month, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up, and I feel really good about all of the cleaning that I did, and now I am also interested in paring down my wardrobe and making a wardrobe that I love and just want. I feel like this will help me curate my ultimate closet collection. So those are all of the books that I acquired in November, minus the Harry Potter books, which can be seen in my Harry Potter haul video, which I think is coming out after this video, but I will leave a link to it down below once it's up. And then that's all that I have for this video. Let me know if you've read any of the books that I showed off. Again, I know I like ended another video this way, but seriously, just read This Is Our Story by Ashley Elston because it's so good. And that is all that I have for this video, so I will see you guys soon with a new one. Bye! Thank you.